a medical doctor has told you don't have things like a smashed disc or a pinched nerve or something serious that usually requires surgery, I think chiropractors do give people a lot of relief. I've never been to a chiropractor.
Have you?
No, but I've never had any kind of severe back pain. I've never had any, joint or back pains or, I'm too young for that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, I just find it interesting. It was a hard decision to make. But as I've talked to a lot of people, I've talked to so many people that, have got relief from it.
Well, I know lots of people who swear by their chiropractors.
Right. Well, I was just curious what you thought about the whole thing.
Well, that's my thought.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for your call.
All right.
Bye-bye. Hi, you're on, Mr. KFI. You got to talk or I have to hang up.
Okay, there I am.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. I've got a question.
Let's get right to it.
Have you noticed that the moron to genius ratio has grown worse since you've gone on the daily type show instead of the weekend show?
Well, no, actually, I haven't noticed that at all.
I've noticed it skyrocketed.
Really?
This guy said the other night that you were the prime rib of Mr. KFI.
Yes.
And you didn't even admonish him.
I didn't?
No, you didn't. I'm listening to my voice, but I also want to know what a deist is and how you spell it.
D-E-I-S-T. A deist is a person who believes in God, but not an interactive God.
But how come that's not in my dictionary?
Maybe you have the moron dictionary. You got to get the genius dictionary like the rest of us.
Why, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call.
I think I'll hang up on myself.
It's best that you do, sir.
Good night.
All right, bye-bye. Hi, you're on Mr. KFI, local and hostile, line 5. All right, hi, you're on Mr. KFI.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Mr. KFI.
That's me.
I listen to you in spite of the fact, in spite of how you feel about insurance agents.
Are you an insurance agent?
I am, sir.
I think that I use hyperbole, obviously. There are lots of people who sell insurance who believe in the products that they sell, and when why are you laughing?
One notch below child molester?
Come on, I know. There's lots of professions that I refer to as notch below child molester, but the truth is there are some very fine insurance agents and people who, when you really do have a loss, go to the ends of the earth to try and make their customers whole.
Yes, there are.
And I think there are honorable people in the profession.
Yes, but there are quite a few bozos.
Quite a few people who I'm sure you will agree with me are a notch under child molester.
That's true, but I think that's pretty much in any profession.
I totally agree.
Right. Anyway.
What kind of insurance do you sell?
I sell it all.
You do?
Yep.
All right.
The life, the health, everything.
Home, auto?
I'm sorry?
Home and auto?
Well, we haven't sold much home insurance in the last year.
Yeah, well, I know about that. That's one of the reasons I have such hostility for the insurance industry right now, is what's going on in Sacramento and what these big insurance agencies are pulling is, to me, just it's reprehensible what they're doing. I'm sure you'd agree. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not laughing, because I think you're way out to lunch, but I have a different, from being on this side of things, I have a different perspective of it.
Well, you mean you guys had such tremendous losses that, it's just too difficult for you to sell homeowners insurance.
20th Century's out of the business.
Yeah, but 20th Century was a company that had a myriad of problems long before the earthquake.
Well, I know, but the earthquake put them under. They sell car insurance now, but they don't sell homeowners insurance. They're not renewing their customers' policies.
I'm aware of this.
And I mean, it's incredible.
Well, but what's incredible to me is that the insurance industry is trying to pawn off all their liability onto the state. Do you know about
we've got a national flood program. Why can't we have a national earthquake program? Nobody sells flood insurance except the National Flood Insurance Program. I mean, everybody seems to do okay with that. We should do the same thing for everybody from coast to coast.
That's fine, but don't let the insurance industry get any kind of the profits from it. If you want the government to self-insure the people who live in this state, that's one thing. But you can't have it both ways. You can't sell the good stuff, like the property, like the theft in a homeowner's policy, but not also cover, you'll sell the fire and the theft, but you won't sell the earthquake. That doesn't seem right to me. You either cover it all or you don't cover it all. Why?
Yeah. I mean, it's a business like any other business. If it's not profitable,
I'll tell you why. Here's the difference. And this is what irks me the most about the insurance industry. Because I'm all for the free market, and I'm all for companies saying, hey, it's just not profitable for us to do. If I was an auto insurance carrier, I just wouldn't insure people who've been convicted of drunk driving. I don't care how much it costs me. I just know that the propensity for people to drink and drive again is so high that I just wouldn't get involved with them.
All right, you understand.
But here's where my problem is with the insurance industry.
May I rebut?
Yeah, oh, sure, certainly. My problem with the insurance industry is that they can collude. They can get together and fix prices. Unlike any other kind of business in the United States of America, the insurance industry is exempt from most antitrust laws. That's what really bothers me about the insurance industry. If you guys were held to the same standards as guys selling widgets and guys selling software and guys selling microphones, that's, one thing. But you're not.
Well, okay, that's maybe a topic for another show, but it doesn't have anything to do with why we're not selling homeowners insurance. You know why nobody's selling homeowner insurance right now? First of all, there are people selling homeowners insurance. It just costs a lot of money, but there are companies writing. I mean, the major companies aren't because they have most of the exposure, like State Farm, for instance. They have most of the homes insured in California. I mean, if they have another loss like the one 2 years ago, I mean, and they're big. They've got some serious losses to look at. But at any rate, nobody's selling homeowners insurance because the state makes the insurance companies sell homeowners insurance.
No. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
They've been trying to de-link or unlink.
That's right. But wait a minute. You're not forced to sell homeowners insurance. What you're forced to do
We're forced to sell earthquake. We're forced to offer earthquake.
If you sell homeowners insurance.
That's right.
All right, but
so we're not selling homeowners insurance.
Well, I know, but see, it's not because the insurance industry has had such tremendous losses. It's because they want to
say that?
Because they want to shift the burden of the liability to the state. Which, if we have another earthquake and the state is foolish enough to buy into this, to buy into the tactics of the insurance industry, if they're foolish enough in Sacramento to do this, then if we have any kind of an earthquake, this state is bankrupt, kaput, done, finished. I don't think you should burden taxpayers with a burden that the insurance industry should carry.
Well, when FEMA comes in, aren't they giving 7% and 8% loans?
I'm not a big fan of what FEMA does. I know that they bail some people out, but sure. I think everyone should you have to protect yourself. Don't look to the government to protect you.
Well, yeah, I know, but coming up with a $25,000 deductible isn't real easy. I don't know. There's no easy solutions, but that's not why I called.
All right.
I just heard this young fella talk about him being in an accident.
You know what? I got to hold you over.
If you want to.
No, I do. I want to hear what you have to say about this guy. There was a caller a few minutes ago who said he'd been in a car accident, $10,000, didn't have insurance, and he wanted to know what was going to happen to him.
Right.
I'll get your tips in just a minute. Hang on. All right, 10:33 here at KFI. AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. It is Mr. KFI. With you till midnight, taking your phone calls a little late for our news check, but we'll do it anyway with Kim Kendrick, who's standing by with the latest.
That's just fine. Here's some of the stories we're following for you at the moment. Police and Sheriff's Special Weapons team surrounded a Maywood home today where two suspects were believed holed up after a botched home invasion robbery. The robbers are believed to be barricaded inside a home on Keeg Avenue, which they went into about 7 o'clock this evening. As of 9:45, the sheriff's crisis negotiators were trying to contact the suspects. A bill to keep federal agencies running through March 15th is expected to receive final approval in the Senate on Friday. The House has overwhelmingly approved the legislation after Republicans settle an impasse with President Clinton. Aides say he is going to sign the measure. A child killer who abandoned his legal fight and chose to die by firing squad is set to be executed in Utah in about an hour from now. John Taylor was convicted of raping an 11-year-old girl and strangling her with a telephone cord in 1989. A U.S. serviceman is facing charges of raping a young girl in Okinawa. A senior airman is accused of assaulting the 14-year-old daughter of an Air Force serviceman. Tensions are pretty high on the Japanese island as 3 U.S. servicemen stand trial for the rape of a 12-year-old Okinawan girl. Two investors say they plan to announce more details next week on a plan to bring back Pan Am. That's the pioneering airline that went bankrupt and shut down in 1991. They say the new Pan Am would be a domestic carrier offering fares at about half the price of existing airlines. Southland weather from KFI tonight, clearing. We'll have light winds, lows in the mid-40s to lower 50s. Tomorrow we'll have sunshine and highs in the upper 50s to mid-60s. Right now it's 53 degrees in downtown Los Angeles. KFI is the talk station that does news on the hour, on the half, and when it breaks. I'm Kim Kendrick in the KFI News Center.
And I'm Karen Johnson in the KFI Traffic Center right now. It looks like the Caltrans crews are using some gigantic mops to clear out this fuel spill coming through Hacienda Heights tonight. Northbound 605 at the 60. You're backed up about